the hipsters, all the, those chubby, green-haired tundra Wookiees. They want to have abortions, but no one will sleep with them. Those. You're doing it because you're a filthy communist, and you're trying to unravel our society. Yeah, baby. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free. An extra special episode. My wonderful friend, and in ways, my mentor, John Mulrooney.
Mentor. All I want to know is, do you have that money you owe me? I forget about the mentorship.
John Mulrooney's with us, folks. I've known John for decades. We've done radio together. John's been all over TV, radio. One of the best stand-up comics you're ever going to see. Who said, was it Chris Rock who said the best comic I've ever seen was John Mulrooney?
Chris Rock said that?
Was it Chris Rock or was it Joe Rogan?
No, it was Rogan and Sandler. I know what you're talking about.
Go.
Yeah, but shameless plug. Yeah, it was Rogan and Sandler on Rogan's show talking about how difficult it was to follow me back in the day. Got to admit, back in the day, the glory days of comedy, there was nothing like it. Comedy certainly has taken a turn for the bizarre. I don't want to flat out say the worst, but definitely the bizarre. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
So now, Mr. Mulrooney here has also spent time on the job. Where's the badge?
On the job, guy. I'm on the job. Are you on the job, dude? And the job has changed quite a bit. Although, I think we spoke about this.
Yeah.
I'm noticing more and more they're showing law enforcement being more human, like the responses that, these Antifa jackasses, like police interacting with them, they're showing cops cutting them down with great lines. You know where I'm going, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to try to play that later. I'm going to try to find it. I couldn't find, you know what? I tried to put in screaming liberal on Twitter. It came up with like 75.
No way.
I swear to God.
I got to look. Screaming liberal, nothing?
Oh
my
yeah.
God. Well, how about lunatic liberal?
There you go. There's one in D.C. I played on my radio show today, folks, the Kevin Downey Jr. show, which you can listen to every Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This woman in a bullhorn just screeching like a harpy. Did you hear that one?
I saw her. Actually, I saw her almost in real time. The guy that does that on the street stuff in D.C., he's excellent.
Yep.
And she was out there and she was going,
yeah.
just overdriving the bullhorn like a lunatic, out of control.
That's something they do, because I've seen people get right in the face of someone and just go,
Seen what they, I married that. What do you mean I've seen what they do? Dude, that's one of the earmarks of that lunatic fringe.
Yes.
They don't know how to properly respond to almost anything. Anything that they disagree with, they go over the top, attack in some insane way.
They lack the ability to just say, I disagree, and here's why. It's just, is that, okay, let me ask you.
Agreed.
Crazy cat lady. How many cats does it take to be a crazy cat lady, John?
I'm going to say you have to be alone in the studio with at least 5. That's what I'm thinking.
See, they called my mom a crazy cat lady. She only ate 2. I didn't think it was that much.
Folks, ladies and gentlemen.
Incoming. Put your comedy helmets on, folks. Incoming.
You only
now.
2.
Let's
and
do
she
this.
wasn't even Chinese. Hello.
Now, John, something I want to talk about because you're a cop and I want to get your cop take. You probably saw the beatdown in Cincinnati.
I did.
About 14 black people beating the potato salad out of 3 white people. One guy clocks a white woman in the face, and they're all cheering.
Yes.
And blah, blah, blah. And so, folks, I write at PJ Media, and I write about this a lot. This is not an isolated incident. This goes on and on. But what's ugly about this is no one in the Cincinnati political sphere would say anything other than, well, we've got other things to do. And now they've been calling for the arrest of there's two white guys and a white woman. And then here comes the city council. And we're going to get into what they call black... was it fatigue or something? Yeah.
Black fatigue, yep.
That's where we're going to go with this. But I don't know if you saw this. They finally arrested a white guy. One of the white guys, he got punched in the face. They said, well, he could have de-escalated. He's getting attacked.
Wait, the white guy got arrested?
A white guy got arrested last night for, what's it called when you're monkeying around on the streets? Something stupid.
Either disorderly conduct.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Disorderly conduct.
Okay.
Folks,
oh, my God.
He's getting swarmed. Now, as someone who grew up in Detroit.
That was school disorderly conduct.
I've been swarmed. I think I had my first swarming when I was 7 or 8 years old. So this, and the hatred that the black community has for us is sick, comes from the Marxists, of course, because they moved in on the black community in late 20s, early 30s, said, man, oh man, You guys are oppressed. Look at all, and you know what? At the time, they were oppressed because the Democrats owned black people. They owned them as slaves. That's sick. Then when Republicans took them away, they started the KKK to really terrorize them. And of course, Jim Crow laws to oppress them. Now, here comes the Marxists. They're going, man, oh man, you guys got a bad deal. Keep in mind, that was all Democrats, by the way. And things are going really bad. FDR, Democrat, would not sign anti-lynching laws because he didn't want to lose the support of his Southern Democrat friends who hated black people and wanted to hold them down, fire hoses, all that stuff. That's all Democrats, folks, all Democrats. John, as a cop, what do you make of this, arresting the guy for saying, well, he could have de-escalated, and he was like defending himself?
That's not police work. That has nothing to do with being a cop. That's all politics. Somebody drove that. You and I both know if that were on the street. I'll tell you what was great police work, even though he's not a cop. Did you see Curtis Slewa handle that emotionally disturbed person at his rally? So this emotionally disturbed person stood in front of the rally and tried to disrupt it. Started screaming out a bunch of stuff that wasn't really making sense, but he obviously was there to cause a scene. Curtis took a beat. He stepped down. He walked around. He said, "My friend, what's going on?" And he spoke to the guy. And the guy was combative for a second, adversarial for a minute or two. The guy began to calm down, and he said, well, I'm just, my friends, I'm concerned about this and I'm concerned about that. Curtis talked to him, got him to calm down, walked him away without having to apply force or to threaten in any way, shape, or form. So whoever got arrested, I guarantee you that's politics. That's not police work, because that's not how you handle that situation.
Exactly. Exactly. Folks, the video is brutal, just brutal. And it's not, all right, so at PJ Media, I've chronicled this. There was an author named Colin Flaherty. He wrote a book called White Girl Bleed a Lot. Then he wrote one called Don't Make the Black Kids Angry. Then he wrote one called Is the Knockout Game Real? Oh, hell yeah. It's all real. It's been going on for years. And they lined up, said, we want the white guy arrested too. And they did it. And remember, so everyone knows George Floyd, the patron saint of fentanyl. No one remembers, what was the guy's name? Tyree something? He was beaten to death by Tyree Nichols, beaten to death by five black cops in Memphis. They had no reason to pull him over. They pulled him over, beat him to death. And they fired the five, but they had to throw in, they found a white cop too, who wasn't even on the scene. This is just hatred. This is nothing but racial hatred. And you're right. It's got to be politics.
It's got to be politics. It has nothing to do with police work, because I guarantee you no reasonable cop, officer, is going to look at the totality of circumstances in that regard and say, arrest this guy. Especially it was well after the fact, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that's total politics. Someone leaned in on that one. And he's now facing criminal charges, or well, this con is kind of like it's like an unclassified misdemeanor. It's not really it's not really much of anything. It's like okay, get in the car, you've been a jackass. Yeah,
exactly. But they had to get him on something. That way they could say, see, it wasn't us. He was in on it too. He wasn't.
Wow.
All right, you grew up in Brooklyn.
Yep.
I'm from Detroit. How many times have you been swarmed by a bunch of idiots of whatever race going, we're going to beat the potato salad out of you? You don't really have a lot to do but fight.
Too many times to count, and it got to the point where actually the cops, especially back in the day in Brooklyn, they knew our address. They knew us by first name, and it got to the point where they would show up, and we knew the drill. They would go, yeah, I know, okay, right, the Mulrooney's, et cetera. What do you want us to do? And we stopped calling after a while because it became ridiculous.
Absolutely.
And I get it. That's I don't want to call it police fatigue. That's we can't do anything fatigue, and it sucks.
Nothing we can do, folks.
Nothing we can do.
All right, so John, you remember Derek Chauvin, the guy who did not kill George Floyd?
Yes.
If you watch, folks, I'm telling you, this is the best 90 minutes of your life. Go to YouTube, watch it for free, The Fall of Minneapolis. You will see what John's talking about, the politics involved in this. Derek Chauvin did not kill George Floyd at all.
Nope.
He did what was in the book, and the autopsy. Keep in mind, folks, the reason this came out, this whole documentary came out, is because the third DA they approached was a woman, and she looked at the case and she said, well, there's nothing against the cop. We can't arrest him. And it says here he died. He had enough fentanyl to kill 2.5, maybe 3 George Floyds. And the guy said, well, if you're not going to do it, that might end your career. So she sued and won, and all this came out in court. It all came out in court. Keith Ellison is a filthy Marxist DA. He wanted this man in jail. All right, so did the judge. You watch this, folks. You're going to be shocked. And guess who's at the top of that heap? That would be Low T. Tampon Tim Walz. He's at the top of this. We'll get into more than that in a minute. But first, I want to remind you, Sugar Creek Goods. They are a small family. Business owned by a small family in Indiana. They produce quality all-natural soaps and sundries. I never get to use the word sundries. And all the products are made here in the USA by American patriots.
Yay.
Call in, get some soaps and sundries. I got one of them for Jessica. Use promo code TAFW. That's the America First Warehouse. You get a 15% discount on your purchases. Call in, order, let them know that you're a patriot and that you mean it. You mean it. We're here with John Mulrooney, wonderful friend of mine. We are going to solve all the world's problems today, right now. Talking about George Floyd. So I think that was political. You know what's this probably makes me dumb. I had no idea politics played such a part in police work when it's a big story.
Not only when it's a big story, even when they're small stories. I mean, I'm out on an injury right now, and before I was out on this injury, I am a field training officer. And the stuff that was coming down the pike, the way we had to bend over backward, much like the military did when they when they lowered their standards, physical, and some of the aptitude stuff. The new officers coming on the job. I mean, youth notwithstanding, you pretty much have to know that when you're in a police car, the last thing you want to be doing is having your face buried in your phone while you're driving around. Yep. I can't tell you how many times I had to remind these young officers, these recruits, put the phone down. You're in a police car.
Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with John Mulrooney. We're solving the world's problems. Stick around.
Corrupt judges, broken families, families torn apart. This isn't justice. If you've been wronged by the system, join us. Don't stand alone. Hi, I'm Gary Jacobs, president of Americans for Legal Reform. We're the oldest legal reform group in the United States. The justice system in the United States should be transparent, fair, and open to everybody and accessible. Unfortunately, many times that's not the case. At Americans for Legal Reform, we are here to help. Join the movement. Visit AmericansForLegalReform.com and help reform the system before it fails you.
Hi, my name is Elena Ruseva, aka Megalangela. Please check my art at www.megalangela.vip.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
The Queens Village Republican Club is America's oldest Republican club, founded in 1875. Situated in President Trump's hometown in Queens, New York, we are America First MAGA Republicans, empowering fellow Republicans to get involved in the game of politics at the grassroots level. We host inspiring monthly club meetings on the first Thursday of each month at 8 p.m. For more information, please go to our website at www.qvgop.org.
It's Tuesday here at the America First Warehouse. I am Joe the Box.
And I'm John the Blanket. Freddie Rubino here from the America First Warehouse, coming to you live, the most patriotic venue in the land.
Welcome to Right for America.
I'm James Justice. We got Stephen Ruth over here. What are we doing, Steve? Fighting!
Welcome to Tune In Tuesday of the Patriots Podcast, live streaming every Tuesday night at 7:30.
Another edition of On the Right Side here, and you can catch us weekly, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
And welcome to Liberty's Cage, where we rip the veil off America's broken justice system, prisons that crush spirits, and a society that shuns people who have paid their price.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
Welcome to Suffocating in Suburbia with me, your host, Stevie GB.
We're back.
Okay,
We're
all
back, ladies and gentlemen, from the America First Warehouse. We've got John Mulroney here, comedian, cop, podcaster, patriot, everything. John, where can people see your podcast?
Rumble, Mulrooney Comic. It's called The Great Awakening. Just put in Mulrooney Comic, and you'll see all the shows that we've logged over the past several months, covering everything from the stuff we talk about, and go down some really deep rabbit holes. I think you'll like it. And if nothing else, it's kind of like Alex Jones meets Howard Stern. So I think.
Wait, Howard Stern now? Or?
No, we're working still. Yeah. So when Howard was funny, it's Alex Jones when Howard was funny show. How's
there
that?
you go.
Yeah,
Perfect. Yeah. And I've been on a couple of them. It's fun. And it flies by.
It does fly by. You know what? You and I are on that same vibe. We rarely. I don't think we've ever had an argument about stuff. We've disagreed about certain things, but you and I have been on the same page about everything from the very beginning. Even that day that we were heading down to Washington, D.C. for J6, I remember saying to you, one day, we're going to be looked at as the heroes in this adventure.
Yep.
And we got our asses kicked that day. I mean, bad. I remember on the way back, I was looking at some of my social media feed, and I could not believe the vitriol coming across the airwaves. And I actually had someone that I'm still pretty close with called me up, and she said, "Are you okay? Like, with what's going on?" Because she saw how people were attacking me. And I'm talking about friends, not really family, but really good friends. And I went, "I think I am, but I'm in shock." I could not believe how Trump deranged these people were.
Yeah.
Squared. I mean, they're in like stage 4 TDS.
And you know what? So, folks, were they comics?
None of them. Well, no, there were a lot of comics, and you and I know who threw us under the bus.
Yep.
But a lot of them were comics, but many of them were childhood friends. And that's what really threw me. I remember standing there watching the doom scroll go down, and I was like, this is so-and-so? That I know this person since I'm 11. Like, what?
Absolutely. Folks, so in stand-up comedy, it's not the easiest life. It's fun. It's fun if you like to kill brain cells and get STDs, and who doesn't want that? But
I'll loan you a few.
It's a pretty tight-knit community. And I was just, you're an insurrectionist, you're a filthy terrorist. I'm calling the FBI and people who are hitting me up for gigs. KDJ, can you get me into the such and such club? Can you get me in there? Yeah, man, no problem. You're ready. F you. F you. They believed everything Don Lemon told them.
Don Lemon. Dude, I got home. I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No, go ahead.
I got home that night, and I remember my mom, this is the third anniversary of her passing, but I remember I came home that night, and she was not well. She wasn't ambulatory. She was sitting in her couch, sitting in her easy chair, laying back. She had this big, like, sad face on. And she goes, because all she'd been seeing what was on the news, and we knew what actually happened.
Yeah.
And I walked in the door, and she went, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Mom, turn that off. They're lying to you." And she goes, "But I saw." I said, "Listen, are you going to believe David Muir or your son?"
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, they're making up what happened down there. That's not what happened. I was there, and if I could say I had one regret, it's that she passed thinking that was what we were down there doing.
Yeah.
Not fighting for our country.
Did you see any news cameras there? I didn't see one.
I didn't see news cameras, but I'll tell you what I did. Yes, excuse me. Well, there was a news camera, one news camera. And I was heading back to the hotel, and I saw this reporter, and he had the mic, and he was frantic, looking for the story he wanted. And I didn't know it at the time. I was going, why is this guy, there's so many people walking by. Why, he looked like a horse in a fire. He get this burly-looking dude with a beard that said Vietnam veteran, and he said, "Sir, can you tell me?" And the guy knew what he was talking about. He goes, "That's no breach. That's the people's house. We belong." He goes, "Thank you, sir. Thank you. And he shoved him out of the frame.
Yep.
And I remember standing there going, what the hell was that I just saw?
Yep.
That's not what he wanted to hear on camera. And I don't know if anyone was talking to him, but I'm pretty sure it was a live shot.
Absolutely. Folks, as you know, I was allegedly in the Capitol. Allegedly.
I'll allege that.
I allegedly went in for 8 minutes, no more than 25 feet, allegedly. Didn't see any violence. Didn't see any cameras. You know what I found, though? How is it the cameras knew where the violence was going to be?
Yes.
There was no violence on our end. at all.
Did you find if there was any truth to that story I sent you about one of the officers leaving a loaded cocked pistol in a holster? Did you find out anything about that?
You know what? No one knows anything about that.
Okay.
No one knows who dropped the pipe bombs.
Right.
No one knows all the good stuff. All they know is all the MAGA meemaws. We got you. We got you, Gladys. Put your hands behind your back. We're the FBI.
Did you see? I sent you a story last night. I don't know if you know the guy that tackled that protester who hit a ICE officer with a can of something. I think it was Monster or a beer can or a Tall Boy. He tackled this guy. I don't know why this. Well, I should know why this story didn't make the news. When he tackled that guy, a gun fell out of his waistband.
Really?
Yep, I saw it on TV last night. Nobody's talking about it.
Wow.
Yeah, he planted that dude. Well, you could tell he was an athlete. He put his shoulder into that kid, took him down, and when he did, it wasn't until somebody redid the story and you could see the gun fall out of his waistband. And he said the reason he tackled him was because he saw his guys motioning back and forth to each other, signaling, hey, pull your gun out. And when he went to grab in his waistband, that's when he hit him and took him down. And the news didn't touch it.
Wow, what do you know?
What a surprise, right?
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Yep. Hey, you know what else is weird? The Antifa prags, the Nancy boys of Antifa and the BLM cholos burned D.C. for 3 or 4 nights. How many were arrested? I can't remember anyone being arrested.
None.
I can't remember that there was a curfew either.
There was there a curfew that night?
There was a curfew on J6. But when the animals were burning down D.C., I don't think there were any curfews.
Well, I think you know. I know they reached out to you. FBI reached out to me, and they asked me to come in for an interview. Anyone who doesn't have a law enforcement background, an interview means rat someone out. So I basically told them what they could do with their interview. They weren't happy with that, and they put me on a list, as you know.
Yeah.
And every time I came back into the country, I got stopped by CBP.
Yep.
I got to one point where they actually took my electronics without a warrant because they said, well, you're coming back in from the country. I go, I come in and out of the country all the time for my business. Suddenly now you figured out I was at J6 and now you're going to stop me and take my electronics, go through my electronics. And I will say this, the kid that I spoke with, he was a CB young kid, but I tinned him. I said, dude, I'm on the job too. And I at that point, there was a third time I got stopped. I figured it out, and I read him the riot act. He was very cool, and he said, I'm going to write this report so that anyone who reads it will be able to read between the lines and see that what happened here. And for the most part, by and large, they did back off, but now they seem to be pushing back in on it again a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know what the story is with that. But we'll see. To that young CBP guy, you know who you are? Patriot, buddy.
Well done. And may I say, folks, if let's say you're not a criminal like I am, when the FBI comes to your door, it's pretty terrifying. And when some fat salad-dodging scumbag from NBC writes an article about you, calling you all sorts of names, that's not very fun. But I'll tell you, the one place that made us feel like we weren't going to get killed, right here at the America First Warehouse. Came here, and we left feeling like $1 million. Because, you know why? Because if you're a J6er, you know this what I'm about to say. To half the world, you were an animal. And the other half, you were a hero.
Right. They dehumanized us. And I was I was just telling Teresa, I'm always about giving a shout out to other patriots. I love the podcast And We Know with LT. Guy's great. Excuse me. I was on his cruise recently out to Alaska. There were about 700 or 800 patriots all gathered together. And they asked anyone who was sitting in the audience, they said, stand up if you lost your job because of COVID. And quite a few, myself included, stood up. And then they said, now stand up if you were at J6. Mostly everyone else sat down. It was just me and 2 other people. And it was the first time since you and I were at the Capitol where allegedly at the Capitol, where the applause, I wasn't expecting it. I didn't want it, but I got to tell you, I'd be lying if I tell you it didn't feel great. It was magnificent to stand there. I almost started crying. It was like, oh my God, we've been through so much. And I went down there. I thought, you know what? They can steal my vote, but they can't steal my voice. And I'm sure that's how a lot of people felt. And that's how I'm sure many people that wanted to be there also felt. But that day to stand there and to get the acknowledgement, like, thank you, Patriot. That was America. That's America, baby. Right there. I ain't taking it.
Yep. You know what? I can't tell you. It's really brutal to see people that you've been friends with forever go, you're an animal. I'm done with you. Family, friends, whatever. We're not booking you because we're both comedians. We've actually worked Vegas a couple times together.
That was your mom that called you an animal, by the way. Yes. Although, you know what? I will say this. You and I have both worked for a couple of real lefties. We leave it there.
Yep.
We don't mention it. But you know and I both know, if we brought it up, we probably wouldn't be going back.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't know. That's so. I forget the guy's name. Ryan J. Riley. Total. This guy, he's so fat that you will orbit him. The gravitational pull will pull you in. You'll orbit this fat bastard. Did you read the article? You read it? And NBC rips me apart, but no one read it. So few people read it, except for the animals threatening to rape Jessica. When you're in prison getting raped, guess what me and the boys are going to do? Come over. Take that, you insurrectionists, domestic terrorists. Now, let me say this. The Biden regime was the closest to tyranny I think this nation has seen. Maybe Woodrow Wilson, but I need to read more about that. But I've never seen such unlawful law work in my life. We're going to let these animals burn, but you went into the Capitol, we think, and we're going to ruin your life.
And if they didn't break the law, they broke the spirit of the law.
Yes.
They certainly did that. What they did may not have been exactly against the law, but they knew morally what they were doing, and they knew they were headed for character assassinations on not just us, anyone who agreed to speak with them.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with John Mulrooney, a wonderful friend of mine, comedian, cop.
Patriots abound.
Patriots abound. The sky is black with patriots. Look out, folks. Incoming patriots.
Blue with patriots.
Blue, sorry. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to take a quick break in exactly 14 seconds. We've got so much more coming up. And you know what? If you got a question for us, put it up on Twitter.
Yep.
And we'll try to get to it, and we'll try to answer it. Anything you want to talk about, you can go to the Warehouse Twitter, my Twitter. We'll be right back.
Katie J.
Who broke the television?
Can we laugh at that? Sounds a little mean.
As of this month, public gay sex will now be mandatory.
Am I the only one who could see his lips move? Cheekbones, baby.
I'm sorry, maybe I overreacted.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
Welcome, everybody, to the not-so-newlywed show, where three couples are going to compete for really great prizes. Okay, Donna, we asked Mike, who complained first on your honeymoon, you or him?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I think he said...
Lisa, this ain't the SATs. Just tell us who do you hate the most on her side? That rotten no...
There are so many choices.
Thank you all, and thank you for coming out.
Hey, fellow patriots, it's Cindy Gross here, host of Right for America from your favorite place, the America First Warehouse. You've seen me show on my show so many products from this country's #1 most patriotic manufacturer with close to 400 products. You need to exchange the products you use in your house to this company and make your dollars count in our country.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of jubilee.
back.
Jr. Show.
Yeah, baby, we're back on the Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free with John Mulrooney, comedian, cop, and so many things, And yeah, you know what? We've got so much to talk about. We could do COVID. You know what? Let's clown slap Adam Schiff a little bit. Clown slap Adam Schiff. I don't know if you saw this, everyone. I don't know if you saw this. He's in trubs. He's in trouble for a couple of things. Mortgage fraud, which seems to be the game of the day for the Democratic scumbags. But he's also part of the filthy, vile J6 committee who lied, lost evidence, doctored evidence, and lied because it just wasn't what they wanted it to be. They cling to it. I love how they say, Washington, D.C. is not dangerous at all, unless it's January 6th and there are a bunch of MAGA meemaws looking to tear down. Look at that. Yeah, I was armed with the Trump flag and my arrhythmia. There you go. I'm going to take over with my little arrhythmia. Adam Schiff, folks. Adam Schiff is in trouble. He started a legal defense fund.
He's such a clown. Did you see that they're opening up, in addition to what they're doing with Schiff, they're opening up a case against that officer that shot Ashley Babbitt? They're going after him for yes.
Michael Byrd.
Yes.
That animal.
Yes. I just read it yesterday that Pam Bondi is opening up an investigation and she's going to seek, I don't know if she can do, might be homicide, but definitely manslaughter. Dude, he actually said on camera, I couldn't see her hands, so I shot her. Well, if you couldn't see her hands, how can you articulate a threat? That's basic Article 35 stuff. You have to be able to say there was a clear and present danger of death or bodily harm to myself or to someone in the immediate area of whom I am in charge, or even just to keep them from happening.
You know what? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, because you're a cop. She's, what is she, like 135 pounds? Smashing on a door or something?
Now, the video I saw...
He shot through a glass door, I think.
The video I saw, it was hard to see. She was trying to make her way. It looked like the glass was broken. She was trying to make her way into the area that he was in. I don't know why the use of deadly force would be authorized for something like that. Sometimes they put it up like at Area 51, which I've been to.
Yeah.
Which says you pass by here, kiss your ass goodbye, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know what threat he could have easily retreated, that guy. I don't know what threat he perceived. But he did say on camera, he goes, I couldn't see her hands, so I shot. What?
And he got promoted.
He got not just promoted, he got a friggin' award.
Yeah, he's a hero.
Oh, my God.
You shot that unarmed woman weighing 135 pounds who's on the other side of a glass door. You're a hero.
Yeah.
And he's such a DEI hire. That guy left his gun in a bathroom.
Dude, that DEI stuff, I was telling somebody the other day, I rewrote it so it says DIE.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to kill us with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I do this bit in my act, which is true. I said, I don't know why they're trying to push that there's strength in our diversity, because there's not. It's inherently weak, hence the root of the word: divide, division, divorce. No one says unify and conquer.
Yeah.
Right? They say divide and conquer.
Yep.
But they're trying to push that narrative that is antithetical to what it actually is, and that's everything they do. It's bizarre. Whatever they took. Who said it the other day? Hunter Biden said. He said everything they say is a confession or an admission.
Really?
Or a projection.
Whoa, I like that.
Confession, admission, or projection. What they're saying you're doing, they're doing.
Yep.
Right.
Well, that's part of, I don't know if it's the Communist Cookbook or something like that. It says accuse them of doing whatever you're doing.
Right.
So when they started calling Trump a Nazi, I was like, uh-oh.
Yep.
They're going to pull some Nazi stuff. And then insurrectionist, uh-oh. They're going to pull some insurrection-y garbage.
Dude, you must have insurrection fatigue at this point, because they have leaned into that for so long and so hard. I don't know. They're not going to stop anytime soon that I can see.
No.
I mean, I click over every once in a while just to see what nonsense they're engaging in. But it's exhausting to try to keep up with their stupidity.
Yep. And you know what, folks? I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, actually, on the little radio show. Between 2020 and today, the Democrats have lost 2.1 million registered voters. The Republicans have picked up 2.4, which means they took not only those Democrat voters, 300,000 more Republicans who just said, I'm off the fence.
Are you familiar with the paper ballots and the technology when Trump refers to that, what the deal is with that?
Yes, but walk us through it.
Okay, so apparently the technology is some kind of radioisotope that they're watermark stamped with. They can be tracked anywhere in the world. And even if you destroy them, burn them, it doesn't matter. Those isotopes, if you, let's say you put a pile of them in your yard and burn them, those isotopes seep into the ground, and they know where they are. They tagged every single legitimate ballot with an isotope, and that's what he's looking to do moving forward. So when he says it's only going to cost 10% of the electronic shenanigans, and it's more accurate. I can't wait, dude. It's going to be amazing.
All right, let me ask you this. Did you ever think we'd see a day? See, I knew Trump was going to win. I knew he was going to come back. He's doing way more than I thought he was going to do. Where do you think? Is he surprising you? Or because some of this stuff, like when Schiff is setting up a legal fund to save his ass, I was like, thank you, God.
He is continuing to surprise me every single day. I mean, I knew it was going to be strong coming out of the box. What I'm a little annoyed about is I thought it was going to instantly be handcuffs and orange jumpsuits.
Right.
Listen, I'll take Gulf of America and Canada as the 51st state and closing the border and all that other stuff. But I truly thought we were going to, like, flip a switch. MSM was going to go down. I was thinking the blackout's coming. They're going to get shut down. It's going to come back up, and MAGA's going to rule. Well, there's so many people that are still in stage 4 TDS. I believe they're slow rolling. They're coming in like a tide, a little bit at a time, instead of like a tidal wave.
I think they had to.
Yeah, they have to. 100%. 100%.
But I was the same way. Yeah, they're going to round him up. They're going to round him up. And it takes time.
Do you know who Dr. Jan Halper-Hayes is? Okay. She's a psychologist. She works for the Department of Defense. She's very well spoken. She's shown her credentials. She won't go too much into who it is that hired her over there, but she said her job with the DOD is to break down Trump derangement syndrome and find out why and what it is that's driving people to that extreme and how to help them undo it. Otherwise, it would break out in not just civil unrest, probably armed conflict, because they are truly violent.
And that's the plan.
That is the plan. Agreed. That is the plan.
Remember, folks, Yuri Bezmenov, Soviet defector, said there's a 4-point plan to take over the United States. Number 1, demoralization. Tell everyone the country sucks. It's built on racism. Got to tear it down. Number 2, destabilization. That's where we are now. That's why the big blue toilet towns have been toilets for decades. Decades. I say this every time. Detroit's been run by Democrats since '62, Baltimore since '67, St. Louis since '49. We can do this all day. And, of course, riots. Don't forget, shoplifting, now basically legal. It's all meant to tear down our society, which leads to what you just said, armed conflict, crisis. Let me ask you this. I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat. You're familiar with MK Ultra?
Absolutely.
What are they doing? How are they setting these animals off, making them go crazy?
That's a good question. I think a lot of it has to do with, why do you think they call it television programming? It really is programming, or as this is not mine, but someone pointed it out to me, tell-lie-vision, or tell-a-vision. If you don't think for yourself, someone else is going to think for you. When you lay back in that sofa at night or that easy chair and relax into it, you're basically lowering your brainwave into a hypnotic state, and you're taking in everything and anything they say.
Yep.
So for years, we've given our power of discernment over to the media, who does not obviously have our best interests at heart. Now, I think at one point they actually did. But when that Smith-Mundt Act was repealed back in 2010, very quietly by Obama, which made it legal for propaganda to be used against the American people, go look it up, that's when it was basically decriminalized to lie to us. And they got so used to it, why would they stop? No, they now, as RFK Jr. says, it's a perverse incentive. They've had a perverse incentive to keep it going. Speaking of him, by the way, just for a second, I'm starting we're in the MAGA warehouse. We're going to start a mama movement. Make American men again.
Yeah.
Him doing push-ups and pull-ups with Pete Hegseth.
Yep. Amazing.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Amazing. Another reason so many young voters are going over to the right side, because, folks, if you're a MAGA or a conservative or a Republican, and you're a man, you don't need a tampon, all right? You don't need a tampon. You know that.
Sure.
And I know that. And they keep pushing this. All right, here's the question. We got to go to break in 2 minutes, 14 seconds. Why does the left keep pushing this men are women if they say so, and if you don't believe it, it's failing them. And now I'm afraid they know they're going to cheat, and they're just going to push it anyway, because no one with a brain would keep using that playbook. It was so retarded. Can we say that?
You can say retarded. Dom Irera says you can't say retarded anymore. You know why? His colored friends told him.
Yeah. Dom Irera, I love him. He's great. He's hilarious. Now, there's got to be some sort of MK ultra stuff going on. I have a cousin who called it. I just hate him, and I tried for a weekend. She couldn't tell me why. She says, "It's just an emotional thing." She couldn't verbalize why she hates him.
MK means mind control. It's the first two letters from mind control in German. That's where it came from. It came over here with Operation Paperclip with Werner von Braun and the other 8,000 Nazi families that came over after the Second World War. And I get it. America wanted what they knew. They were great. They're great scientists and engineers.
Yep.
But along with it, somebody once said to me once, the Germans lost the war, but the Nazis won. They made it over in Operation Paperclip. And why would the government, if they saw how effective it was in Europe, why wouldn't they use it on the public to get what they need and want?
Yep.
I mean, the word government means to oversee your mentality. Government. Oversee the mentality. And that's what they've been doing.
And they're not going to stop, ladies and gentlemen. There's no plan to stop. It's going too well.
We're going to stop them.
We're going to stop them every day. That's what we do here. We're patriots, and we're not going to give up. We're going to win. I knew Trump was going to win.
Yes.
Let me ask you another law enforcement question. Butler, PA, the incel takes a shot at Trump. Why is the FBI, for the first time in FBI history, on the roof hosing the place down?
I'll tell you when we come back.
All right, I'll tell you what I think. Let us know what you think. Go to the America First Warehouse on Twitter, leave a question, and hopefully we'll see it before we're done. We've got one more segment. We're here with John Mulrooney, comedian, cop, patriot, Jay Sixer, and man, oh man.
COVID denier.
COVID denier. You filthy COVID denier. Granny killer. We'll be back.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Are you a musician, comedian, actor, filmmaker, or artist who stands for traditional American values? Do you believe in the preservation of our nation, our culture, and our freedoms? If you share our passion for America and want to use your talents to make a difference, we want to hear from you. Our mission is clear. Through the arts, we uphold the principles of freedom, faith, family, and the American spirit. It's time to step up to the mic and make your voices heard. So contact us at AmericanConservativeArtists.com.
Good morning. It's me, Joe the Box, wearing my Border 911 hat signed by Tom Holman, Rodney Scott, and Sarah Carter. The country has had enough. The American Horror Story is over. Border 911. Tom Holman is coming through. My brother's son, my friends' children. We're done with it. 100,000 lost lives every single year. God bless you, Tom.
The Queens Village Republican Club is America's oldest Republican club, founded in 1875. Situated in President Trump's hometown in Queens, New York, we are America First MAGA Republicans, empowering fellow Republicans to get involved in the game of politics at the grassroots level. We host inspiring monthly club meetings on the first Thursday of each month at 8 p.m. For more information, please go to our website at www.qvgop.org.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching the Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
Be free, stay free.
Be free, stay free. It's one thing to be free, but you got to stay free.
Sounds like a tampon commercial.
Yes, it does. Mom, do you get a little musty down there?
Do you stay free and are you free?
Honey, try this douche.
Hey.
Be free, stay free.
It's the
and you too can be free, stay free. Yes.
Do you know who got fired for not putting in a tampon dispenser? You know him. A mutual friend.
Who? Are you?
Jeff Norris.
Yes.
Jeff Norris, comedian who lost his job because of COVID. Patriot, Jeff, if you're listening, worked for a public school. Excuse me, I believe it was parochial school.
Ooh.
Yes, and they said you need to put in these tampon dispensers in the men's room, and he was like, "Why would I do that?" And I said, "Because we told you." He said, "But that's really insane and morally incorrect." And they're like, "Well, then you're fired." He wouldn't put them in, and listen, many of us took quite a hit during that whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
I didn't take the shot.
Nope.
I wouldn't go along with their nonsense. And you know that I was a school resource officer.
Yep.
Right? So when I was there, I went back and forth. I wouldn't wear the mask. And I got into it with the principal. And at one point, what really got me was I walked into the cafeteria. It was all like 5 and 6 year olds, like preschoolers. And I walked in, and they were behind plexiglass boxes.
Yeah.
About 5 feet away from each other with numbers and masks. And, 90% of communication is nonverbal. I walked in, I scanned the room, and I'm in uniform. Kids, when you're in uniform, they go, wow, it's a police officer.
Yep.
I looked, and I had to turn away because I started to cry. I didn't want them to see me crying.
Yeah.
And I got so angry, I wanted to go back to my patrol vehicle, grab the bag of Flex cuffs, and take in everybody that was calling himself a teacher. So I went outside. I got into it with the principal. It's a long story. I don't want to give away too many details, but I went outside, and I'm sitting in the patrol vehicle, and I felt like crushed. And the supervisor pulls up, and he says, what are you doing? And I said, he already knew. And I said, you know what I'm doing. And he goes, well, I get it, but we can't keep you here in the school because you got to wear the mask. He goes, so you got to move on. I said, no problem. And he said, so finish the day and then finish out your shift. I said, all right, no problem. So as I'm pulling away, as he's pulling away, he goes, the first guy to stand up in the concentration camps got shot. And I said, yeah, but he only died once. You die every time you put that mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it left him speechless. It was like hitting a heckler with a great line.
Yep.
In the club. It was like, bang, there you go, baby.
You know what? I read no healthy children died. Everyone who died of COVID had 4 or more comorbidities, kids too. Keep in mind, folks, the American survival rate, 99.5, maybe as high as 99.7% survived COVID. The Cochrane study on mass proved they did little to nothing to keep people from getting it. But everyone fell in line. They fell in line because the left used compassion. Come on, you don't want to be a granny killer. Put it on. Obey us. Obey us. We went to a restaurant after a rally. The guy goes, you got to put your mask on to walk from, remember, in Albany. Walk from, we're at the front desk. You got to put your mask on to walk from here to the table.
There were so many of those. It was me and you. Who else was there?
God, hold on. A friend of yours from up there. It's, God, I know his name. I can't think of it right now. And it was cold out that day, and the guy goes, come on, you got to, and we said, no, we're just going to go somewhere else. And we went to a diner that he knew, and they're like, yeah, come on in. We don't care.
Some guy in the city tried to kick me out of a funeral for a Marine, and I went down, and dude, I'm not wearing the mask. I don't care what your policies are. It's not happening. I walked in, and this was the son of a childhood friend. I walked in, and, he was the mask police. I don't know where these people came from and what their mindset was. But I walk in, and he starts trying to get in my grill. And I said, dude, you're making a mistake. I said, this is a funeral for a Marine.
Yeah.
I said, you want to plant that flag here, we're going to have a real problem. And he backed off. I left right afterwards because I didn't want it to turn into a thing out of respect for my, my friend. But he backed off. Yeah, and there were so few and far between people that were standing. I felt like I was out in the middle of the forest screaming, help, we're out here, we're dying.
Yep.
We're getting swamped by ignorance.
And that was another reason to hate us. Look, he's not wearing a mask. I did the same thing. Why aren't you wearing the mask? Why don't you get the shot? Because it's garbage. It's not only garbage, it's going to be bad for you. Watch. No, you're a granny killer. What if you save just one life, KDJ? Be compassionate. See, folks, They sell fake compassion. That's their thing. Be compassionate. There's today in the news on one of the left-leaning news stations, they teased it twice. A 6-year-old has been deported to Guatemala. What they didn't tell you was her mom went too, and her 19-year-old brother is in an ICE facility in New Jersey. Gee, I wonder what he did. I don't know. Gangbanger. We'll find out tomorrow. Before we do that, John, I want you to meet a friend of mine. I think you're going to like this woman. Okay. I think you're going to like her. So, gentlemen, if we could take it away, please, and we can see this lovely lady that I think John will appreciate her. And there you go. They're going to find that. I sent it in. You're going to love this broad. There you go.
Stay away from homeless people.
He's a drug dealer.
She's a lady. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Look at that Gorgon. Look at her go.
This guy's great. This kid's great. I've seen his stuff.
Yeah.
I watch it all the time.
I wonder if she knows that they just arrested her.
There you go.
Off the streets of Washington.
All right, that's enough for her. I can't take it. Oh, there it is. My God.
That is so scary. You know, these people. I'm not like a hardcore Christian. I believe. I believe, but if there was ever a case for demon possession, that's it. I truly, if that's not severe mental illness, or maybe both, maybe that's how you get demon possessed. That's Trump derangement syndrome, 4th stage. That's a fatal case right there. But that who behaves in that way, thinking you're going to effectuate some kind of change by screaming like that? It's insane. See, now her I would have locked up for discon and as an EDP, emotionally disturbed person. I would have taken. Yeah. Oh, I would have taken her in.
There you go.
I think she probably didn't. Remember how you said that was politically motivated? I think she probably didn't because it's politically motivated. But if she was out there screaming, I would have gave her 2 or 3 warnings, and I would have said one more time on the bullhorn, and you're out. Because it was like 11:30 at night when that was taken, I believe. Yeah. And did you see the actual quote unquote homeless people that were out there that they did interview? They said, law enforcement was respectful. They weren't being obnoxious. They weren't being aggressive. They said, listen, there's basically, literally, they said there's a new sheriff in town. We're cleaning up the streets. They were even for it.
They were for it.
They were for it.
So we got he's a drug dealer. We understand,
Yes, it's dangerous out here. They were even saying it.
You know what I love? Now, folks, it's only the white knights going out screaming about Trump in D.C. They get them off the streets. The black mothers, the ones who bury their children, are on Trump's side. Keep in mind, he didn't do well with them voting. They all went for Kamala Lala Ding Dong. They're coming out. They're saying, and there's one woman, she goes, I lost my husband and my son. Let the man do this. Let him do it. As of last night, or I should say this morning, 500 arrests already. 500 arrests just in D.C. And you know this. You got a big city. There's like 500 or 600 constant criminals who are causing the real problems.
Yes, it's always the same players.
Yeah.
It's the same cycle. It's funny, whenever I go on the road and I talk to local cops for whatever reason, and if that ever comes up, they don't give me that look and they go, you always know it's the same.
Yeah.
The usual suspects. And it truly is. It's the same handful of troublemakers. Look at these Antifa riots. How many times have we seen those crisis actors in the same exact, some of them wearing the same clothes? The ones with the umbrellas, I really want to slap. Those and the fireworks, the ones throwing the fireworks with metal glued to it. Those dudes, oh my God.
Animals. Oh my God. They should be locked up. You know what? I think Trump's going to lock them up. I think he's going to do. You know what? I want to see. I want to see Pam Bondi throw a couple of these Antifa Sally boys into the hoosegow. Sally boys, into the hoosegow. See how tough you are now. But I just want to show you that. Now, back to COVID. COVID, when it happened, I said, this is a dress rehearsal for communism. It might have been showtime. I don't know now.
I believe that was there. What I heard was going to happen was it was going to be 8 years of Obama, 8 years of Hillary. And when she got in, they were going to do some false flag nuke on the West Coast, put everyone in FEMA camps, and then roll in the COVID. One shot after another. They were going to be mandatory. But Trump stepped up. It threw a giddy up into the works.
Absolutely.
And so they still went forward with COVID, but it wasn't as effective because they couldn't make people take it. So they went with policy.
They tried
with policy. But it thankfully it didn't happen.
Folks, the Democrats have been taken over by communists. If you don't believe that, well, You know what? I don't know what to tell you. Here's what I would tell you. Look at the 45 goals of communism. Check out the last 20 of them. You'll see that they are following every one of those. Take over Hollywood. Take over. You know what they want to do? They want to replace cops with
social workers.
Social workers.
Yes, let's feel it. How about instead of a gun, we'll give you a shawl and a nice cup of cocoa to go out there.
Yep.
And just rub them on the back. Dude, and if I may just add one little PS to what you said, they're not communists. They're Satanists. These people have no soul. They don't connect with. These are not humans that are coming up with these plans, or at least they're humans without morals.
Yes, they're horrible people. We got a minute 16, John. Tell us where people can find you, please.
Well, if I tell everyone, then I might have somebody doxing me. If you go on Rumble, Mulrooney Comic, my partner Phil Iazetta used to be over at Sirius. We all worked for Howard at one time.
Yep.
Now he's gone. And Mulrooney Comic, and we put out a show a day. We try to get it out by like 5 or 6 at night, and it's called The Great Awakening, and it's about everything that we talk about, and we go down a little bit of a deeper rabbit hole and talk about some stuff that that maybe isn't a conspiracy anymore.
Maybe not. Folks, I'll tell you, the tinfoil hatters are killing it 49-0.
That's right.
Oh, that's not real. You know what I love? My favorite thing about these Pinkos? They said, here's what we do. We make the truth so unbelievable.
Yep.
No one will believe it.
No one believes it.
And it's real, ladies and gentlemen. Globalism is real. It is real. John, thanks for coming on. You got to come back.
Thank you.
Oh, we were with your friend Steve at that bar. He's up there. He's in Albany. And they said, well, you got to wear. It was like 10 feet. Like, we're not wearing it, dude. It's 10 feet. All right, folks, we'll see you next week. You are watching Kevin Downey Jr. Be free, stay free. And we'll do this again every Wednesday, 6. John, you got to come back. We'll see you next time, folks.